I'm back on the Yorkshire coast for some bird photography, and I've had a lot of successful images along this stretch of coastline. Today I've done a lot of planning and preparation, but nothing is guaranteed in bird photography, and I think you'll agree by the end of this video it's always good to have a backup plan. I came here for almost an entire year ago and it was just absolutely useless. And it's absolutely beautiful, it's a beautiful little beach, but I can't see any birds. I think I saw one bird on the entire beach, but we'd had a lot of winds that autumn. There'd been like quite a lot of storms off the east coast, so I think that might have been affecting it. So I'll come back today and hopefully we're going to do a bit better. So truth be told, I don't know if I've actually seen any small waders yet. There's a few gulls around, but there's a lot of dog walkers. But it's a big open beach. It's one of the things that I loved when I came, that I was drawn to, is it's such like an open expanse. There's a lot of space on here, so hopefully I can find somewhere where I can work, not get disturbed. Oh God, anyone who tells you wildlife photography is easy, just don't believe them. Something about this beach, it seems like really smooth, just really clean, and there's hardly any pebbles as well. It's just really clean, smooth sand, and I am just heading straight out. I'm just heading straight out for the sea, not into the sea, but I might be quite close to it. I feel like I might have seen some little waders knocking about. I saw what looked like 2 oyster catchers earlier. Oh my word, okay. I was about to have a right moan then, a real moan, because I couldn't see anything at all, and there's a group of sandling just landed on the beach, and they're pretty close as well. So what I need to do is get into position. Morning. And it's kind of, part of this is like dodging the people and the dogs to get yourself in the right position, so then at the last minute when you've got a perfect shot, they don't suddenly fly up because something's disturbed them. But let's see what we can do. But just as I about to move into position, didn't even get down on the floor, they were already up, so I didn't even get a chance. Yeah, I'm not feeling very hopeful about this at all. It's feeling like a bit of a rerun of last year at the moment. But the strange thing about bird photography is sometimes you only really need like that one really good opportunity. You know, that can often be enough. So try and keep that in mind. Try and stay positive. Occasionally I am seeing a few sandling flying low over the beach, but they're just very small groups, not really enough to go at. No, not happening. It's just not going to happen today. I'm not going to put any more time into that. So I'm going to try plan B. Does this seem like a typical day's bird photography for you? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to give a little shout out now to Dan Willis. He also has a wildlife photography channel. If you've not seen Dan's channel, go check it out. He makes really great videos and they're so informative on the wildlife and particularly the locations as well. Now, Dan made a video about this location, which is Filey Brig, and I found it really helpful with the information that he provided. Now, I do find this quite a wild location, quite high cliff tops, steep cliffs. There's a little stretch of beach, and then over to the north of the peninsula, it's kind of like some curves, almost like coves, which I know Dan got some pictures of fulmars there, and that's why I'm here today. I can see why this would be such a good location for fulmar. And you can see the path going down there to the peninsula, which is very steep, quite dodgy. If you're thinking of doing this, I would really take care if you want to make your way down there. But here is just really, really quiet as well. There's hardly any birds around, just a few gulls, a couple of jackdaws. I think I maybe saw one fulmar in the distance. And it's also very windy too. So is it going to be worth staying here? So plan C now, plan B didn't work either. So I've come to Bridlington, which is a place I know really, really well. It's a reliable spot for me, Bridlington Harbour. You always get something there. I shouldn't really say that because I might not get anything, but sure I'll get something. Now, I have photographed the birds here on the beach a number of times, but it'd be nice to do something a little bit different today. So what I'm going to try and do is photograph the birds around the harbour to try and get some of the environment, just try and include some of that habitat with the birds. I think at the moment it's about an hour and a half after low tide, something like that. So the water level here in the harbour is very, very low. You can see all the boats there still out on the mud. But what it's created is kind of a bit of a different environment, almost like mud flats. And I've noticed there's a lot of redshank out there, so they must like this specific type of habitat. And this mud looks kind of like really thick and gloopy. I can see the redshank pottering around with their beaks in the mud, picking out little morsels. So I guess this is the environment that they really like. And you will get sort of different kinds of waders in the same environment, but what you often find is they'll feed on slightly different food, and that's often to do with the beaks. So sometimes they might have like a shorter beak, shorter, stubbier. Other times it might be longer, and you'll get some waders that have a bit of a curved beak as well, like the curlew. So I think all those different types of adaptations enable the bird to eat different food. The idea is that as we get closer to high tide and the water starts to push in, the water level starts to rise, then hopefully that's going to push some of the birds this way, and hopefully I'll get some more waders around this harbour, around the boats, maybe on the harbour wall, and I'll be able to get some shots. There's a turnstone just landed on the floor in front of me, and I was running over to the edge. This poor turnstone's got no feet. Like, it's just got like these sticks, like running around on these clubs. But it's doing quite well considering. This one turnstone seems to have made friends with me. He just keeps running around my feet basically. But he's stopping on the edge of this harbour and kind of on these like iron, I don't know what you call them, iron railings by the side. So what I'm trying to do is get myself into a position just to get some different backgrounds. And I've got one boat that's got a lot of red on it, and I've got that in the background, and it helps when they're obliging. I think today shows why it is good to have a backup plan, and if you can get to know an area well enough, then hopefully you'll have something to fall back on if things don't quite go to plan. Now, I know I wasn't successful today on the beach, but I have had some amazing results here, some amazing experiences. If you'd like to see me photographing birds on the beach here, then click the video that's up on the screen. Thanks for watching this adventure. I'll see you next time.